Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Chiu, along with my co-host, Wes Mannan. We are from Greater Stamford Toastmasters. So I want to thank Amanda and the Darien Library to invite us and to give everyone this workshop about holiday toast. As I said earlier, we are from Stamford Toastmasters. That's good. So I want to give you a quick info about what Toastmaster is about. It is a nonprofit organization that we are here to help our members improve public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide networking of clubs. We have a lot of clubs globally. This is a global organization everywhere. Just right in Fairfield County, a few towns around this Fairfield County, we have nearly 17 to 20 clubs. And as I say, I'm from Greater Stamford, and I want to give you an idea of what we are doing. So here you can see club mission. So just give you an idea of what we are doing. What? We actually help people develop communication leadership skills. But why? We want to help people build self-confidence and personal growth. But how? How do we do that? We, in a club, we provide supportive, positive learning experience. And why we are here, I want to give you an intro about myself. I joined Toastmasters 6 years ago. And the reason of me joining is very simple. I want to build my confidence. I want to be able to speak up at work, to provide my opinion effectively. That's why initially I joined Toastmasters. And throughout the years, I have learned and grown so much. That's why at this time, when Darien Library, Amanda reached out to me, would like to support a holiday toast workshop. I thought this is a great opportunity for me to give back to the community. So that's why we are here. And I want to pass to Wes to introduce himself.
Hey everyone, my name is Wes Mannan. I've been part of Toastmasters for about a year and a half, also Greater Stamford Toastmasters. And I joined for similar reasons as Amy, and also I moved back to the area after living in California for a while. So it's also a good place to make new friends and improve your public speaking and presentation skills. So that was my motivation. I've benefited tremendously from it. And I hope you guys enjoy our workshop today.
Thanks, Wes. Next, I have 3 questions for you, and I'm going to use all those Zoom functions to interact with you. So my first question, I would like you to answer with a thumbs up. Have you ever given a toast before? So I see it's about only 1/3 of people given a toast before. So I would like to ask a few of you, if you can mute yourself and let me know how you feel when you know you need to give a toast, how you feel. So who want to talk about that? Thank you. Yes. Nervous. Anyone else have different feelings? Excited and nervous. What else? What are other feelings you have? Yeah, I heard nervous. Some people say excited. Some people say, worried and you don't know how to prepare, etc. Yes, that's how you feel. But now next I want to ask you, what did you expect from this workshop? I see people earlier say you are nervous, you are excited, you want to know how to prepare. Anyone want to address what did you expect from this workshop? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for your feedback. Be more prepared and build confidence. And I see some people put your feedback in the chat. Go ahead and do it. Put your feedback in the chat. I think Meredith want to get the tip of how to create good toast and feel less nervous. Yes. And Amanda said you want to know what to avoid, what not to do when giving a toast. And Vera said, you want to learn about customs, traditions. Yeah, we will address a little bit about that, yes. And also how to give a toast, Yes, thank you all for sharing that. If you have other thoughts, what you expect from this workshop, put in the chat window and we will try to address and make sure that you get what you are here for. So here is the objective of today's section. 3 key things I would like you to learn from after the end of this hour. After you get off this Zoom meeting, what would you feel? I would like you to feel more comfortable and more confident giving a toast. And we will share with you what not to do when giving a toast. And we will also share with you a few tips about the formula of giving a toast. That's what you will learn. And of course, if you have other questions about giving a toast, preparing a toast, or about Toastmasters, we will have plenty of time at the end to have a question and discussion section. So first, toast. What is a toast? The purpose of the toast, keep in mind, is to share our best wishes. So it's share our feeling, right? Our best wishes, as well as the hope for good fortune, health, happiness, our positive thoughts, or even offer advice. That's the intention, the purpose of toast. And they make reference to the occasion and the person being honored. So keep that in mind when you craft your toast, occasion and the person being honored. And we provide, when giving a toast, we provide our thoughts and perspective on the occasion. So now think about occasion. What are different occasions that we are likely to have the opportunity to give a toast? Here are these tons of occasions. And now it's November and we are going into December. So the occasion that we are more likely to have during this time of the year may be our holiday parties, Thanksgiving parties, Christmas parties, or even for company organizations, you may have a company get together, end of a year celebration of any kind of party. But throughout the year, there are different kind of occasions, right? People may have retirement party, or may have the anniversary, or even as simple as family get together, a dinner party. So there are so many different occasions. Why this is important? Because the content of the toast we want to prepare need to, be specific depending on what occasions it is for. And next is the timing. When is the timing to give a toast? Oftentimes it is after the beverage being served for all guests. So make sure everyone, all the guests, have a glass on their hand so that when you toast, everyone can hold their glass and can cheer to the person being honored. And if you are not the host, if you are invited to an event or a party, make sure the host has the chance to speak something to duly honor before you give the toast. So this is about the toast. While toasting is meant to be improvisational, that doesn't mean that you want to give it completely off the cuff in the moment. The reason you are here is that you want to learn how to prepare a toast. So think about preparation. If you are told that you will be giving a toast, or you feel that you want to give a toast in any upcoming occasion, be prepared. Next, I am going to spend a few minutes to talk about how to prepare. Remember, in this slide, I mentioned about occasion. So there are several things we want to think about when preparing a toast speech. What do you need to think about? Consider who is being toasted, or what kind of occasion is that? Is that a birthday party? Is that a holiday party or retirement event or company big event, big celebration? And what is the reason? The reason is different, right? Throughout the year, like now, the end of the year, we have Thanksgiving party occasion or Christmas party occasion. But if you are in a company work event, it's different from a small, intimate family get-together. So what's the reason? What's the event? You need to think about that when prepare your toast speech. Also, who are the attendants? Who? The reason is that the content of your toast speech need to be appropriate for the attendance. As I said earlier, if you are in a small family get-together, of course, you can include some humor, you can include some family stories. But if you attend a company, a work function party where there are hundreds of people from different departments that you don't even know, then if you need to give a toast in that occasion, you need to think about the content and make sure the content is appropriate, right? And everyone can understand. With that, you know who, what reason, who attend the event. How long is the toast? Usually, it is 2 to 3 minutes. It could be as short as 1 minute. Sometimes in a big event with hundreds of people, it may go up to 5 minutes, but normally it's 2 to 3 minutes. And within these 2 to 3 minutes, you want, even if it's just short 2 to 3 minutes, you would like the content to have opening, to have body, and to have conclusion. And how do you do that? First, you just write down what you think, write down your thoughts, right? And then organize it. In a few minutes, Wes will talk about the formula of a toast. But here, just give you an idea that make sure you have a clear opening and you have body. In the body, you talk about some stories, and the story you want to be personalized, specific to that person being toasted. And again, think about your audience. Be sensitive to your audience. Take care not to embarrass anyone. And so this is about how to prepare, what you need to consider when preparing a toast. Then when delivering the toast, I would like to suggest you think about 2 things. Think about vocal variety. Think about making eye contact. How do you do that? I want to give you some tips. Since you are preparing your toast, you must have write your toast speech. So when you rehearse your toast speech, think about which portion of the content that you can show some excitement. If you show some excitement, you don't want to go with normal tone. You can show some excitement by increase your volume. Show some excitement, higher your voice, right? And if you are talking about something important, you want to slow down and even add some pause. Use this vocal variety and practice it when you practice or rehearse your speech. Think about that. Then eye contact. I'm looking at you because now even though we are in the Zoom meeting, my eye is looking at the camera. That's why you on the other side of screen, you can feel that I am looking at you. I hope that you feel the eye contact from me. Now, in the in-person occasion, like in a get-together occasion, in-person occasion, when you give the toast, you want to look at everyone in the room and also the person being honored. So make sure you make the eye contact. So these are 2 tips, right? You prepare your speech. You write your speech. You have open body conclusion. You practice. And to make sure it's around 2-3 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. How do you know how long it is? Just practice. You need to read it, practice it in order to know how long it is, right? And then add vocal variety in it. Make sure you deliver with eye contact to the audience. Earlier I mentioned we talked about preparation, but we also want to share with you what not to do and also the formula of giving a holiday toast. And next, I want to pass this to Wes, and Wes is going to share with you more detail about how to prepare the holiday and wedding toast.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you. Thank you, Darien. Thank you all for being here. It's a privilege. So today we're talking about how to give a great toast, because every year millions of toasts are given, and every year many of these toasts, they suffer. Some of them can be very bad, from inside jokes to scripted cliches, to the point where these well-intended tributes, they crumble into regrettable tragedies. But tonight, with your help, we're going to put an end to this problem, yeah? All right. So chances are that at some point you will be asked to give a toast. Now, this could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, maybe a concession speech. But there's nothing worse than getting sent an invitation to a celebration, and somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, could you share a few words?" At which point your mind starts racing, your palms start sweating, and you start Googling how to give a great toast. So now that you're here, hopefully this helps. Because how often do we toast the little things? Think about it. A good toast, a great toast, is a gift that you can give to anyone, anywhere. You can turn a fast food meal into a really fancy feast. So you can be fancy and frugal at the exact same time, right? Now, the first time the word toast was even used in the English language was actually by Shakespeare in his play, The Merry Wives of Windsor. And he talked about putting toast into still wine to add some flavor, interestingly enough. So clearly the toast has come a long way. Now, before we get into the formula of how to give a great toast, I think it's important to understand what not to do when giving a toast. So if you were asked to speak up, number one, do not read your toast verbatim from a script, lack any emotional connection to the words, fail to make eye contact with your audience. So there's actually nothing on this cue card, I'm just using it as a prop to emphasize the point. But if you were asked to speak up, do not toast yourself. It didn't work for Madonna, it will not work for you. But if you were asked to speak and you have had 4 tequila shots in the first hour of the celebration, do us all a favor and stay away from the microphone, because "I love you, man" is only going to take you so far. Now, before we get to the formula, the most challenging part is, how do we command everybody's attention? because we need to make ourselves visible. We need to make ourselves heard. So if you imagine walking into a huge room full of hundreds of people, and if you see a microphone in the middle of that room, you walk up, you grab that microphone, and you go tap, 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 tap. But if there's no microphone, then what do? Then you grab a chair, and you stand on that chair, and you make yourself visible. And you take a deep breath, and then you, with all your courage, you belt out, "Can I have your attention, please?" And when you do that in a crowded room full of hundreds of people, chances are 10% of the people are going to turn and give you their attention. The other 90%, they just want to talk, and that's okay. But you use that 10%. It's the 90-10 rule. Use that 10% and you start clapping. What's going to happen now is the other 90%, they're going to turn their heads and see the 10% clapping, and they're going to think, what are they missing out on? And nobody likes FOMO. They'll start clapping too. Now, the most terrifying part of a toast happens now. It's before you even begin, and that's silence, complete silence. You guys are looking at me. It is terrifying. And you may be wondering, now what? Here's what you do. You start with a 7-second tease. You have 7 seconds to command the attention of your audience. Average news or commercial sound bites are about 7 seconds long. And do not make these first few words about yourself, because before the audience cares about you and your connection to the special person, they care about their connection. So tease a story, tease a lesson, tease a secret about that very special person. Number 2, what are your 2 whys? Why are you the person? Why are we in? First, talk about why are we in this space celebrating tonight or today, whatever the occasion is, and then talk about why are you the person giving the toast, and make it inclusive, because toasts are meant to be inclusive. Number 3, emotion is everything, and the best way to connect with people emotionally is to tell them a story. Some people say that good stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The great stories have struggle, conflict, resolution. Number 4, the clink. One truth. What is the one truth, that one wish that you wish to share with that very special person? So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose a toast. How does that sound? Yeah? Okay. So to each and every one of you here tonight, here is my one wish. It's a challenge. And I challenge each and every one of you to give one important toast this year, in the next 12 months. Because a toast, it's an emotional photograph that bookmarks the moments that we share with others. So when you do this toast, I want you to send it to me. It could be a good toast. Send it to me. It could be an awkward toast. We'll learn from it together. Send it to me. But if you smell burnt toast, don't worry about me. Call 911, because safety first. Safety first. Remember that. So think about this. You showed up here today looking for inspiration, perhaps looking for a champion. At any given point in time, you could be one or someone else. So if there's one thing that you take away from this talk tonight, it is this. The next time someone asks you to share a few words, put truth on your toast so that you can give them a gift that they will never forget. I raise my glass to your future toast. Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. Wes have shared with us what not to do when giving a toast and how to get everyone's attention in the beginning when you are going to give a toast. And also on this slide, you see the toast formula. And so at this point, I actually want to pause a few seconds. At this point, we actually sum up the main portion of the content we want to share with you, how to prepare a toast. Remember earlier, I explained to you things to consider when preparing your toast speech, right? Think about who, what, occasion, think about the event type, etc. And also prepare 2 to 3 minutes, have open body closing. Then you learn about what not to do, and then you learn about toast formula. We have one bonus point we want to share with you. With the whole COVID-19 situation, we don't know if everyone will have the chance to meet your coworker, meet your friends in person, to give a toast in person. In case that's not the situation, in case you end up meeting your friends, your families around the state online, and you want to say something and give a toast online, just like what we are doing today in the online virtual event, what do you need to think about when giving a toast online? So I want to share a few tips for you to think about. And these tips apply not only for giving a toast online, it applies to any occasion that you want to speak in the online meeting environment. And it's very simple. Just a few things for you to think about. First, test your technology. Remember in the very beginning of my presentation, I asked you, can you hear me? Can you see my slide? So when you are in the online meeting, when you are going to speak in an online meeting, make sure everything works properly. Make sure audience can hear you. Audience can see me. So I hope you can still hear me clearly and you can still see me clearly. So test your technology in advance. If your event starts at 7 and you are the one who need to give a speech, don't join at 7. Make sure you join at least 10, 15 minutes in advance to test your technology, your microphone, your webcam, everything. Second, around the noise, around the sound. If you are the one who is going to give a toast or make a speech, make sure you are in a room that's quiet. I know nowadays we all work from home. There may be some family members or you may have your puppies around you who may make some noise. So make sure by the time you need to speak, you need to unmute yourself. It's quiet around you so the audience on the other side of the screen can see and hear you clearly. Third, think about your background. Now, everyone, I know you are all in front of your computer. Turn back from your screen and look at your background. What's behind you? When you are giving a toast, when you are making a speech, we would like audience, participants to look at you, to focus on you, but not things behind you. So think about your background. Make sure you have a clean, organized background that won't distract other people, and make sure they can focus on you, but not things behind you. Next is that we want to make sure people can see you clearly, and you can see me clearly because I'm in a room with proper lighting. So when you are preparing to give a speech or in an online meeting, occasion, make sure you have proper lighting and people can see you, and don't let the light directly project to your camera. Otherwise, your face will look very dark. So use proper lighting. Again, you want to log in to the online meeting earlier to test it. Last but not the least, we emphasize it again and again, make eye contact. This is a bit tricky in the online meeting environment because if I see all of you, I actually see all of you on the screen, not on my webcam. So during the meeting, I look at you, I look at the slide. That's when I look at my screen. But when I'm speaking, I want to make sure I look at my camera so that you on the other side of the screen would feel the eye contact from me. So here you can see this image. Don't look at your screen. When you are giving a toast, look at your camera. With that, I think these are a few tips about giving a toast online in the online environment. And this applies to any online meeting occasion. With that, I want to end with this quote that Wes shared earlier, a great quote. A toast is an emotional photograph that bookmarks the moment that we share with others. And that actually conclude our workshop content. But at the end, we actually want to open up for questions and discussions. I hope we address the questions you hope to answer in the beginning of the workshop.
So actual toasts, yes. So you can pull up people's toasts right on YouTube for sure. And if so, Toastmasters, they themselves have their own samples and videos. Like if you YouTube toast or how to give a toast Toastmasters, so you'll see their own content on come up on YouTube, and they go through very specific examples on time, what to do, what not to do. A lot of the material that we presented today was actually from there.
I am sharing our contact and resource. We are sharing our LinkedIn, so we welcome you to connect with us. And if you have any questions, we are sharing our email address. And feel free to check out Toastmaster International website if you would like to understand more detail. And our club meet every Tuesday evening. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we have our club meeting. And tomorrow we have 3 great speakers. So if you would like to join us, welcome you to join us as a guest, visit us a few times.
So, hey, Amy, I think there's a couple of questions. So Meredith is asking if, so humor is a great way to get the audience. Yes, it is. Thoughts on that? So humor is great, and humor is always good to use. You just have to make sure that you make your humor inclusive. You don't want to use inside jokes, as I mentioned, or anything that's like a scripted cliche or something that maybe half the people will find funny, others will find offensive. So you want to make use humor where the underlying tone is complimentary, especially to the special guest, right? You don't want to insult the special guest. I've seen it done, but it's not recommended. So that's my thought on that. Generally, you want to be inclusive. You want the underlying tone of your humor to be complimentary, and you want it to be in good taste. Those would be my thoughts on that.
Thank you, Wes, and thank you.
And then Vera is asking any tips for impromptu toasts. So impromptu toasts, those are, I mean, I like them. Now, if to do those well, you just need to know the formula, right? And everything in the formula, it's relatively easy, except for the story. So if you're going to tell a story where you're trying to connect with emotion, either you are a really good storyteller where you can like pull from hundreds of stories that you may already have, or you need to kind of have like your 3 or 4 go-to stories that you can piece together and kind of modify. But otherwise, you can, let's see here. So you can do the, okay, why are we in this space celebrating? You can do that easily, right? You talk about what are your two whys, like why are you giving the toast? You can do your teaser, which is really just like something with a hook that hooks your audience. Like, oh, remember the time when we got lost in South America or got kidnapped in, I don't know, Asia or something, like something with a hook. And so that's number one. You got the hook, you got the two whys. The story is always the toughest part because most of us are not gifted storytellers. For storytelling, there's tools you can use to make yourself learn the skill of good storytelling. And it's a very valuable skill to have. I'm learning it myself and it is a lot of fun. I'll tell you that because it's useful in every occasion to trade stories with your friends, to make each other laugh, to answer questions in a job interview or something. Any situation, people love stories because that's the best way to connect with a large group of people or an individual on an emotional level. And then, of course, the wish is easy. You can do that on the spot as well. Impromptu, just the one wish, one click. I wish the bride and groom, like rainbows and butterflies and all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's I would say generally all the like 3 of the 4 parts you can do impromptu easily. It's the story, if you know one that you can just come up with. If you've known the person forever, I'm sure you'll have the stories that you could tell. But follow the formula for giving an impromptu speech because there's certain things that make the toast a toast, and those are what that's on the slides and what I mentioned in my speech as well. And you have our contact information. It's on the slide, and you can access us. It was on the invitation as well. So feel free to get in touch with either of us, both of us, with any questions about this or any other public speaking type of questions.
Thank you so much for everything tonight. I feel more confident already.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining, everyone. I hope that you gained something out of this evening. Practice your speeches before the big events in your life. And if you need any assistance, like Amy and Wes said, you can feel free to contact them or join them tomorrow night. Thank you, and have a great evening.